I then started looking for jobs, and I went to an agency called Handle, which is a recruitment agency, but they recruit predominantly for the entertainment industry. So they do film and TV. They recruit for like Fox, Warner Brothers, the record labels, all that kind of stuff. So Dappy actually put me in touch with them. I went in to interview with them and get my CV on the books, and she was like, we had this role that would, you would have been really good, but they've just closed CVs for it on Friday, closed CVs for it on Monday. So this was a Thursday. But it's like a press assistant role for a small startup music PR company. It would have been great. She was like, you know what, leave it with me, and I'm going to contact the lady, see if they'll see you. So they called me Thursday, and they said she's interviewing all day tomorrow on Friday. She's starting at 9:30, but she's decided to slot your CV in, so she'll see you at 9. So I went in, 9 o'clock, met with her, and I was like, she's going to forget about me by the end of the day after she's seen like 25 people. No one's going to remember me. And on Monday, I got a call saying I got the job.
Wow.
And the company was called Stoked PR. It's a music PR agency. It was run by a lady called Kate Head. Kate Head used to be the head of publicity at Sony Records. So she looked after Justin Timberlake. She looked after Carlos Santana, Alicia Keys, massive people. And she'd left to start her own agency. And usually what happens if you're in-house at a label and you are leaving, a lot of your clients want to leave with you. So when you start a small agency, most of them, so she took Alicia with her. She took, she had a nice roster to start with. So I started working as like a PA, press assistant. And she just signed Tinchy Stryder, who was a really good friend of mine at the time. So it was kind of like, Tinchy, so you guys can work together. So I started doing stuff for Tinchy, stuff for Alicia. We did some stuff with Bashi, loads and loads of stuff, and then kind of just progressed. I don't want to go into too much detail, but just progressed through my career. That was in 2009, 2008. That was when I graduated. So I was really lucky to get a job like 3 or 4 months after I'd graduated, and it was loads of people laughed at me because coming from doing chemistry, it's like, and you want to work in music? What? And I was like, don't you worry, I'm gonna get a job. And luckily 3 months later, I had a job in a music PR agency. So that's basically how I got started. It's been, I don't even know how many years it's been now, 7 or 8 years. I think on my CV I say I've got 7 years of PR experience, but I've moved throughout the years I also went into fashion PR for a while, working in the Arcadia press office. Arcadia, owns Topshop. But then when I worked in there for a year, and I realized that I'd veered off the course of wanting to be in music, so I went back to music, lucky enough to work for an agency where I did One Direction's PR. I looked after Little Mix, One Direction, Boyz II Men, Alicia Keys, Alexandra Burke, Cher Lloyd. I can't even think of the roster. There was loads and loads. I did some stuff for Kelly Brook, did some stuff for Mylene Clark. So it was not just music, it was celeb, basically. And it was a company called Hackford Jones, which is basically one of the biggest celeb agencies. It's like Stoked PR, Supersonic, and Hackford Jones, which are basically like the three, and Doorbell are the 4 PR agencies that are known for music and also for celebrities. All of those agencies I've mentioned were started by former heads of publicity at labels. And throughout that, I've now kind of veered off music a little bit. I still do a little bit of music, but I am doing consumer brand PR now. So I've worked on Beats by Dre, Bailey's. I've worked on, I just did the Windows 10 launch on the 29th of July. I've worked on Cheese Strings, stuff, Ribena, stuff for Liverpool City Council, random. I did DV8, PR for DV8. I've done just a whole range of stuff, because the thing with PR is once you are skilled in PR, the skills, they call it transferable skills. The skills can be applied to any form of PR. As long as you're willing to do the work and you're willing to actually realize the work that needs to go into PR, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what PR actually does, but there is a lot of work into it. There is a lot of tactics, there is a lot of strategy. And once you learn that, you can apply it to anything, really. So that is my brief overview. I've done loads of stuff, but that's a brief overview of what I've done. Predominantly, I would say that my bread and butter is music PR and entertainment PR. But I also have fashion, I also have consumer. I've also done a little bit of publishing, so I worked with Penguin Books for a while. So you can apply it to loads and loads of different things.